I remember when Mom first told me you weren't coming home. I was only 11. Freshly 11 too. You left right after my birthday. I'll always remember that birthday. You always said birthdays were a good excuse to eat cake and spend money on gifts that never got used. Your philosophies were constantly pessimistic, but everyone remembers you to be a ray of freaking sunshine. Isn't that funny? Someone exists in one way, but once things go to hell, they're disguised by what people want to remember. This is the card you gave me for my 10th birthday. You wrote an extra 0 on the back with Mom's Sharpie because you said I was 100. Is that why you always called me Grandma? You knew you wouldn't have a future, so why waste opportunities? I wish I could tell you all that my brother's a good person. I think it's very hard to be a good person. But it's certainly not impossible. It's easy to make mistakes when you're lost and confused. But atoning for them is difficult. I think that's why Matthew left us. Matthew had a lot of feelings he didn't know how to use. That's why Dad signed him up for baseball. It was a way to get out his emotions on something that wasn't me. I'm not saying he was abusive, but I'd be lying if I said it was fine after those tirades. Even when you were with us, I never went into your room. You let me. You had nothing to hide. I think I just feared a proper look into your mind. In my eyes, there was something I wasn't being told. After all these years of you being gone, I still don't have the complete story. Matthew was a portrait. He was perceived as something wonderful, something creative and true wonder to behold. But for every art piece, there's the art critic. Unfortunately for him, the art critic was our parents. The masterpiece that walked among us was a disgrace to the critics that reside within you and me. Art is subjective for a reason. If paintings were created with set-in-stone symbols or themes, it wouldn't be enjoyable for everyone. You'd feel forced to understand the concept in a certain way, which would take away the bliss of figuring out what the artist left behind. If Matthew was a set-in-stone figure, something concrete and easy to decipher, then perhaps this problem wouldn't exist altogether. He was a fantastically tarnished canvas, and you couldn't figure him out easily. That's what made his disappearance so unique to him. He was certainly a floating figure, but to think I haven't seen him in all these years adds to the layers he painted himself out to be. I think it's important to remember that you must try your hardest to read between the lines. Nothing in life is an accident, even if it seems like it is.
Accidents turn into problems, and problems become lessons to be learned.
My mother and father didn't bother with analyzing the things you left behind. I didn't do it for years. And in that way, we failed Matthew. We failed him, as in every notion of his disappearance was another hint of who he wanted to be. So please, I ask this of you. Uncover the artwork that is right in front of you before you are left with unfinished projects.